My 30M partner, 30M, won't let me sleep and I don't know what to do. Relationship advice. First off, I'll say I have sleep issues. I find it very difficult to get to sleep and stay asleep despite taking medication for it, and when I finally do sleep, I snore. I've tried so many fixes for this, no strips, adjusting positions, spoken to many GPs about it, nothing's worked, I can't control it. My partner has taken to, instead of rolling me over, just losing his patience and kicking doors open, yelling, screaming, hitting the bed, to scare me awake. This has started a few months ago and was super infrequent but has now picked up and is happening multiple times a week now. I'm now having an even harder time getting to sleep. Bedtime is giving me so much anxiety. My body is like a hair trigger now. I wake up at the slightest noise and never fully drift off anymore because I'm just expecting to be woken up in an extremely aggressive manner. I feel like I'm at the end of my tether. How do I get them to listen and just let me sleep? I mean, it's ridiculous to be scared of going to sleep when your partner is home. Isn't it? I don't know what to do anymore. I can't just up and leave him because he's totally dependent on me financially and I don't have anywhere I could stay. We live paycheck to paycheck. It's not like I can just sleep somewhere else and still support us. He is so angry all the time now and I don't know how much longer I can be around him. I just want to be left alone to sleep in peace. Update 18 months later. I've never made an update to a post before, so I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Please let me know. I posted well over a year ago now, closer to 2 years at this point, about my sleep snoring issues causing aggression from my partner, and some people seemed really concerned for me in the comments, so I felt the need to update just so people know I'm okay. So, to update, not long after the post I sat down with him and explained how upsetting his behavior was and he changed it. We aired our grievances, did some reflecting, and realized it was unsustainable, so implemented changes and it worked. Isn't it wild how communicating can fix problems? A lot of people wanted me to dump him and leave, but we have been together for years. I wanted to give it another try to see if we can find a solution. First change was sticking strictly to separate sleeping areas, and sleeping separately helped so much. Seriously, we are so much better rested in our own spaces and our sleep routines aren't being disrupted by each other. Also fun sleepovers, with no sleeping. Sleep deprivation was making both of us crazy stressed out and we were not handling it well, him in particular. I've reached out to my GP since and am currently, still, on a waiting list for a sleep study to confirm sleep apnea, which is not ideal, but at least there's movement there. Love the NHS but don't love how long these wait lists take in my area. He also started therapy soon after my post and we found out that he's autistic, which we suspected before but didn't know what to do about. He got diagnosed and really dove into resources on the topic and we've both learned so much about how to deal with it. He's done so much work on recognizing and coping with being overstimulated. Yeah, the loud snoring? Extra distressing for him with his sensory issues. He didn't understand how to identify and redirect his anger into healthier outlets. He's now trying to get me to get assessed too. I'll say something like, "Where are the scissors?" The way this thread is hanging off my sleeve and touching my arm makes me want to peel off my skin, and he'll just hold up a book on autism and point at me like, which is fun. And on our financial situation I mentioned in my post, it flipped. He found a job and then I lost mine, so we're no better off on that front. But sleeping? And as a couple? We're doing so much better. I want to thank so many commenters on my first post for helping me realize it was not healthy or okay for either of us. We're still working on it, but we're in a much healthier, happier place. Relevant comments. Separate sleeping spaces FTW. My husband moved to the spare room. Due to his snoring and incessant restless legs, he tore a hole in our lovely linen sheets just by moving his feet so much. During the second lockdown where we live and we've never looked back. It is honestly the most romantic thing he's ever done for me. It strengthened our marriage so much. It's hard to be your best self and love with your full heart when you can't sleep. Comment. I'm confused why none of the original fixes tried were sleeping separately. When my boyfriend snores, I don't scream and slam things. One of us moves to the sofa. Uppe. We would move after being woken up. The change was starting to sleep in separate rooms entirely, so he isn't being woken up by me in the first place. Instead of us both going to sleep in the same bed and him being woken up startled. Sorry for the confusion.